Oh my gosh, look who just walked in. Who is that?
Hey guys, go watch Bad Counselors. It's going to be so epic. It's the summer of Battersea.
It is the summer of Battersea. Is that because it's
Well
Odyssey
done.
and Bad
I'm so
Counselors?
proud of you. Honey, I am so proud of you.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Kaylee Fenton making a special appearance. Wait, what are you saying?
It's going to start playing in your car. It's
oh my God,
so funny.
that is one of the funniest things. Well, let me just introduce what this is,
sorry.
first of all. Okay, this is Plate and Ponder Empty Nesting with Jen and Chris Fenton. We apologize. We were cut off mid-episode last night, so we are doing a special one today.
I do think it's weird, though, that you didn't say anything. You didn't even record, like, sorry, we were interrupted, stay tuned.
There was some sort of, in fact, I did get a Spectrum thing or something that our power went out at that hour, so something happened. And
maybe that's what it was.
It cut off, and then I was trying to get back on just to tie it up and say, hey, we'll come back to you with a second part of the podcast. But what was crazy is that I couldn't get anything to work, and I could just see the ticking time bomb of my beautiful wife starting to get more and more frustrated as the seconds went by. So I just gave up. I published it, and you got to have a cliffhanger of an episode where I think we ended it talking about how people in China get Starbucks cups to walk around for like a month with other drinks in it just for a status symbol.
Why do you have to say that I'm the one that has the ticking time bomb?
Because I don't get frustrated.
No, but you do.
Fast.
That is absolutely not true. So we were actually having this conversation.
Well, wait a minute. We didn't even talk about what was the thing.
We'll talk about it in a second.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it in a second.
Okay. Somebody's getting frustrated fast.
So we were having a conversation at dinner, and the conversation was Chris did something, and it was super annoying. Most things that he does. I mean, I love the man, but he does annoy me. And I said, that's so passive aggressive. And you then said, it's not passive aggressive. It's just not aggressive.
No, you said you're being passive aggressive. And I said, yeah, I am being passive aggressive. And you're like, see? And I said, no, I'm being aggressive because I told you I was being passive aggressive. If I was being passive aggressive, I would have said I wasn't being passive aggressive.
But that's no.
I was flat out just being aggressive. I forgot what we were talking about.
So it's like a double negative?
It's like
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's sort of, actually, that's really smart. It is like a double negative,
No,
I
but
guess.
you and I have very different confrontation styles.
Well, you're aggressive and you're aggressive and I'm aggressive.
I actually don't think you're aggressive at all. I don't think you're aggressive.
Oh, okay. Well, I can be forthcoming and
no, you
and
can.
say
You
what's on
absolutely
my
can.
mind.
But like when you and I fight, because we do fight. We are not the perfect couple. But when you and I fight, I'm aggressive.
Yeah, and I just try to stay quiet.
It's passive aggressive.
I stay quiet.
No, that's passive aggressive.
No, I don't want to get it worse. I don't want to make things worse.
But that makes it worse.
It does. Uh-oh. Yikes. Yeah, but what I don't do is I don't just start getting really loud and I don't throw it back. Like it's like what is it? Like the harder you throw a ball at the wall, the harder it comes back.
Why does it always go back to lacrosse?
No,
I feel like you're playing wall ball.
Baseball term or something. But
I
anyway,
feel like you're playing wall ball.
The reality is when you throw it at me hard, I like softball it back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Can we move on?
Yeah, but what was the thing we were going to talk about?
I don't know.
No, it was Kaylee and the fact that Blatant Ponder plays in her car.
Oh, right. And it actually, she's not lying.
It is the weirdest thing.
It is the weirdest thing. So it's the episode that she did with you.
The Mardi Gras episode.
The Mardi Gras episode, yes. And for whatever reason, it is on constant repeat whenever you get in her car. So for example, I got in her car to move it to, a different spot so somebody could park in that carport. And sure enough, guess what was on? I wasn't even in the car. I didn't even have her phone with me. It was the first thing that played. It is on like a record, rewind, or I don't know, constant play every single time. She gets in the car to go to work, it's playing. She gets in her car to go out with friends, it's playing. She then has to turn it off. It's so weird. It's like it's been burned into the car stereo's memory.
Yeah, it's actually really weird because I tried to figure it out. I thought maybe she has like I don't know if people remember, like with the iPhone for a long time, like I couldn't figure out why it kept playing this U2 album, and then I realized when I bought the iPhone, there was some collaboration they did with U2, and it had this California, man, it falls into the shiny sea.
I don't know. I thought you were going to say
that
Beautiful
album.
Day.
It was some album that I guess was part of the Apple campaign, and it was programmed into your phone. And every time I, touched my phone the wrong way, there would be a U2 song, and it became sort of irritating in a way, even though we do like U2. It just was weird. And then I thought that maybe her phone had like somehow recorded or downloaded one of our episodes. Turns out, no, that wasn't the case. Then I was like, well, is there any sort of memory in this stereo system in her car? And there isn't. So then I was like, oh, well, maybe it's when she starts her car in the house, and maybe it's a feed that's locking in with my phone or my computer.
But
or
why
something.
is it always that same
But
episode?
it's not that either, because it happens when you're like 10 miles away. So
We're
and it's
always
the
with her.
same
Can you
episode. But she
imagine
said
if-
she finally, cause she turns it off right away because it's really irritating to her, and it's almost done with the episode. So she's curious, does it
go to
start to
another?
another episode or not? So
How embarrassing if he's like on a date with a guy and there was her dad talking to her about Mardi Gras. That's so sad.
I know it's so crazy. Anyway, so that's just like one of those funny topics. And then we had her tonight, so we were having dinner with her, and it was really fun. And we were just now trying to figure out empty nesters that are in the same stage as us. Like, as you know, you're in July. So you're starting to think about, okay, how do we regroup the family? We still have Dylan on the East Coast. He gets back in
Beginning of August.
Then we finally get a little like trip, for a few days to get away with the family, which is nice because we all four of us haven't really hung out much together. And then
we'll go with my dad and his girlfriend and my sister and my brother-in-law, and it'll be a really nice family vacation. So we'll do that.
Awesome.
And then we come home, and I think like 3 days later, we're moving Kaylee in.
Yeah. So we go. Oh, wait. Yeah. And then, of course, our dog went through the whole thing. So we got a bunch of different dog sitters during that time and all that stuff. So, living here at the house because we don't want him.
It's super
going
chaos.
somewhere
It
else.
kind of feels like an Amazon warehouse because there's packages coming in, there's packages going out. And in fact, you just mailed a box to go to Kaylee's dorm tonight. And I feel like we've got more stuff coming in. We're packing things up. We've got people coming in, people coming out, people watching the dog. It just seems like it's a lot of moving parts right now.
Okay, and I'm going to admit something, and I don't want.
Can I throw it in your face and be aggressive?
Yeah, you can,
Okay.
but this is more, you already heard it. And I just don't want dog lovers around the world, especially in all 76 nations, upset at me. But while I was washing the dishes tonight, Flynn, who's feeling a lot better, came over to like lick a dish that's in the dishwasher. And I told him, get away. You have ruined your privileges for any scraps, for licking things. Like,
Well, that's what got us in the first. That's what got us here in the first place.
And he looked at me like he didn't understand what I was saying. And I know he does, because he knows what I'm telling him is not what he should be doing. And finally, I had to lay it down with him. I said, look, you do it again and we end up at the vet, it might be a different answer when they tell us what needs to get done.
And how much the surgery is going to cost.
But there could be a credit card that is declined, and we just don't want to be in that situation with you. So
Could you not?
Play it cool. Let's live your life. You're just going to have a little more restrictions on your diet, and you can't go lick dirty dishwater or whatever he does when he licks dishes. In the
Honestly,
dishwasher.
that's the least of our worries. It's him ingesting things.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he's not eating pods like they do on TikTok. So
Do dogs eat that, or is it just
no,
people?
Kids. But hopefully that thing is over.
Yeah,
that was a couple years ago.
That was crazy.
Anyway, so so that's what's going on around here. It's sort of interesting. And once again, I apologize that Beijing shut us down last night. I'm pretty sure that had to do with a scramble of our electrical system here last night because I was maybe slightly talking ill about Beijing. I don't know.
No, you were just talking about the coffee cup that gets used infinite amount of times because it's a status symbol.
That's true. But I was also talking about birthing centers too, I guess. So I don't know. Maybe they're upset at me. I have no idea.
I don't think you want me to go down that rabbit hole because I have a lot of things to say about it, but I think I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to be passive aggressive rather than aggressive.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll give you a nice applause for that. So let me ask you this. We watched, I'm very impressed with the amount of soccer that you watched. I'm actually quite impressed too. I mean, I loved watching, Kaylee never played soccer, but Dylan did for a long time. We've talked about that. And I used to love watching him play and all his teammates and hanging out with those dads and moms and, or the moms that came, but mainly the dads. And that was just a really fun time, but that was a different kind of soccer. You're watching your kids and your friends' kids play and, you're traveling with them and it's all that kind of fun stuff. Watching professional soccer has never been a big thing for me. I mean, I've gone to some Premier League games. I thought that was a really cool experience and I love it, but I'm not a diehard, soccer fan. So I am sort of impressed that I was caring as much about the World Cup, but I was even more impressed that you were watching it. But I will say the other day, we were watching the finals and they had a halftime show.
They did have a halftime show and it was a hodgepodge of artists. I thought it was interesting. First of all, Madonna kicked it off. She looks phenomenal. Do you know how old she is?
I think you told me 67.
Yeah.
6'7".
6'7".
Is that still happening? Hopefully that went away with the TikTok pod stuff.
She looked good. Woman can still dance. I feel like she may have been lip singing. But kudos to her coming out there. And then
do we know who was driving that
I don't know who she was standing next to.
Those soccer players or something from the old days?
You know what? We are just not cool about that.
She's not dating one of them.
I do not believe so.
She used to be into dancers, wasn't she? Into her dancers?
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
Who'd she date? That Robs? Was it Rob?
Oh
Robson,
gosh, I don't remember. You're gonna have to pull that back.
A handful of them. Anyway, she did look really good. I question. And kudos, because let me tell you, when I wake up in the morning, first of all, I don't look that good during the day, but like when I wake up in the morning, I look a lot less good. I do wonder what she looks like when she first wakes up in the morning, because I mean, at 67, she did actually look almost like she was 37.
Yeah.
So she must have had very good hair and makeup, or what do they call it? The glam squad?
The glam squad,
yeah.
Yep.
She probably had a very good glam squad.
And then it was really cool. After Madonna, we had
the Muppets
with Dudamel.
Yeah, but we had the Muppets.
We did have the Muppets.
Wasn't that Animal that plays the drums? Right?
Maybe. I thought that was pretty cool, and I liked.
What was the Muppet tie-in? What was that?
Wasn't
all
that the
about?
White Stripes?
Yeah, but what did the Muppets have to do with that?
They're worldly. It's like peace, love, and happiness. Kumbaya. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. And then it went into. Did it go into BTS? The Korean pop band, and then Shakira, and then it went into Justin Bieber, and I think maybe that's let's kind of fast forward this.
Shakira looked great.
She's great.
What? Do we know what she is?
Yes, I do know. I think she's in her 50s. I think she's late 40s, like me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you look spectacular, too. You could have easily been in that halftime
She's
show.
49 years old, actually.
49.
Yeah.
Shout out to 49. And she
I'm
is
not
officially
49.
your older sister.
I am not 49. You aged me the other day. It was killing me. So
you are young.
Let me just tell this one story, and then we can go back to Justin Bieber, because that's what we do here. We bounce around. So we are planning this trip to the Dolomites in February. And we talked about...
It's on the whiteboard. We're still basic, but we're pretty there.
But you basically said, I want to book it because then as soon as we come back, I got to take care of your 50th. And I'm like, hold on, buddy. Why are you aging me? I am not turning 50 next year. I am turning 49. Could you please let me stay in my 40s a little bit longer? Why are you in such a rush to get me to 50? Like, if you want to shower me with gifts... Lots of gifts for a big special occasion for 49 and 50. I'll take it because, as I've said, my language of love is gifts. But why are you aging me?
Yeah, I'm giving applause because honestly, there was a night that I had as a sleepless night thinking, oh my gosh, I got to figure out the Dolomites and then go straight to.
Are all husbands like this, or is it just you?
Well, I mean, and then I have a birthday, but like that's
no, it's not
whatever.
It's not so important.
But then, yeah, I just get really stressed about. I get really stressed about Christmas, your birthday, Valentine's Day, I guess a little bit too. Although
but
sometimes,
I'm not really a Valentine's Day
depends.
girl.
Like some years, you're like, there's a little bit of an injection of I want something like interesting for Valentine's Day, and then there's other ones where like I don't really care. It's sort of stupid. So. I like those the latter years.
What about
those
anniversary? Is it our anniversary or is it my anniversary?
Well, anniversaries are about the two of us, but they tend to be about you. But
you don't want anything, so I just take advantage of wanting.
Well, what about my offer this year was why don't we not do anything for either of us and we don't have to stress?
And what'd I say?
No.
I said I don't stress shopping.
Oh yes, yeah, exactly.
I have no stress when I go shopping. I don't understand.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll get the kids. Well, I sort of have to plan this out a little bit, but like we'll get the kids moved in, and then I move into stress out time about the anniversary, and I got to figure that out. So, but it's not an overly special year, I guess. I mean, every year is special, but this year is what 22.
22. Yeah, but we will be together.
It's like double twos.
Yeah,
like,
but we'll have been together 26 years in August.
Yeah, so neither of those numbers are all that like. No. Well, I do like the double two thing. That's sort of cool. Like there's two of us and
22 years,
and two of us, and we each get a 2, and that
Okay.
makes it 22. How about that? All right, so there you go. Jeez, I did not mean to press the air horn, but I guess I did by accident. I meant just applause, but there you go. All right, so.
Justin Bieber.
The Biebs.
I actually think he performed great. I think he looked great because we've seen some videos from him
at Coachella,
or Stagecoach. Something like that, and
he was a mess,
absolute hot mess. So he looked great and he sounded great, but it felt a little odd that he was performing like "Hallelujah, Everybody." I don't know. It just was a little bit of a downer.
It was, yeah. I mean, I guess part of me was excited to see him not near death. Like I thought like some of those TMZ clips of him you were just like, what's going on with this dude? Is he going to last much longer? I don't know. I thought he was impressive. I thought his guitar and singing was fantastic. I think just the idea of just you and a guitar in front of 100,000 people is pretty unbelievable. So I don't know. I'll give him.
It was super cool. It was gospel. It was, it was singing. It was bare. It was good.
I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 on the impressiveness, but I'm going to give him a 3 on know your audience.
Yeah, that just was so not the right audience.
And I wonder also, does he? I mean, obviously none of them get paid to do that. You don't get paid to do the Super Bowl or whatever. It's a huge promotional opportunity. That's the way it's looked at. So I would imagine it's hard to get these big stars sometimes because they're unavailable, and sometimes they want to make the big money or whatever, and they're not in the middle of promoting something. He's obviously trying to promote his comeback. I think Madonna's got a new album coming out, right? Something
I saw
like that.
her when the kids were, I don't know, a couple years old. I went with my friends from
But she
Mommy
has a new
and
album,
Me.
right?
I think she does.
Yeah.
I would go see her again.
And then I think BTS is coming back. Didn't they go into service, like into military service?
Oh, is that true?
I think they disappeared for a bit. And then there was all the tragedies around the other boy bands over there.
One Direction?
No, in Korea. There were like suicides by, like,
Yikes.
It's a very stressful thing. So I think they're making a comeback. So anyway, they come back. But I wonder if FIFA or whoever is making the calls about who's in that halftime show, I wonder with those big stars, do they have any say over creativity, or does Bieber go, okay, I'll do it, and I know you're not paying me, but I need X, Y, and Z in my dressing room or whatever it is, and I'm going to sing what I want to sing. So they don't even know. I mean, they obviously know from the rehearsal.
I feel like they have to know.
Right, but they have no say over it. So he shows up at rehearsal and sings the song he wants to do, and they're sitting there going, hey, Biebs, is there any chance you could do Mbop? Or wait, no, that was
he did not
Mbop.
sing Mbop. That was the
Hanson. What was the one that he did that got him famous? Baby.
Yeah. But after seeing this, right, I
Oh my
think
God,
that the
he must be so
NFL.
excited I called out Mbop on him. Bieber, if you're listening,
I don't know if Bieber's listening. I'm gonna go for that one and
he's
say
got
he's not.
some of his friends that listen to the show, so
Okay.
you never know.
Here's my question though: if you're NFL, now I'm gonna take it and fast forward to February when the Super Bowl is, right? If you're the NFL, are you thinking that Justin Bieber probably isn't the artist you want now based on his World Cup, like solo, hallelujah, gospel kind of bare performance?
I can pretty much guarantee that none of those artists will be used for the Super Bowl.
Shakira was.
No.
Shakira did Super Bowl a few years ago. Remember,
Right.
she did it with J-Lo.
But I don't. There's no way another big event will have any of those people.
Well,
It
no,
will
I
be a
get that,
different-
but I'm just wondering, was he hoping to parlay this?
I think I think he parlayed it into, oh, the guy looks like he's gonna be around for a while, and he's got his shit together, and
Wait, why are you allowed to swear and I'm not?
because I use the S word and I rarely use it. You use the F bomb, so the S word is a little more less aggressive, and the F bomb is pretty aggressive.
Wow, this is coming full circle, isn't it?
It is. Well, that's it's the Tim Dillon in me. He always pulls it right back. So
Passive aggressive.
okay, here's something I want to bring up now that you talk about the Biebs, which I've seen the Biebs. Remember, I went to that Big Three thing in downtown, and I watched them play basketball, and sort of shot the bull with them a little bit. Why are you telling me to go faster? This
Because
is
you're
fun
talking
stuff.
exceptionally slow right now.
Am I?
I feel like you are.
I'm getting no DMs about it right now.
We're not live.
Oh, okay. You're right. But he's a perfect example of what happens when you go famous and how hard it is to keep yourself together and all that kind of stuff. I got to find it, but I've seen clips of Matt Damon on a podcast recently. He's out obviously promoting Odyssey during the summer of Battersea, making sure that they do better than bad counselors this week.
No, we want bad counselors to come in.
It's David versus Goliath this week.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Go bad counselors. Anyway, but he's talking about the moment where he suddenly became famous, and how the
What was that moment?
It was pre
Goodwill Hunting?
yeah, it was pre Goodwill Hunting. I think it was maybe coming off of
He was in Rounders.
School Ties, maybe.
Oh, that was such a good movie
Yeah.
with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think
a good one.
I didn't see what it was that clicked, but obviously once he won the Academy Award, that was a whole nother level. But he talks about the moment you become famous, your life is completely changed in a huge way, and it never goes back. Now, I do wonder if that's really the case, because in the case of Matt Damon, he's actually been able to hold on to an incredible amount of fame, actually without really being the target of paparazzi.
Can I tell you what I read about him?
Yeah.
That he and his wife have some pretty strict family rules. And one of those rules is that they always have dinner as a family. So sometimes, yes, it's everybody on their phone, doom scrolling. I mean, you, Kaylee, and I were doing 3 different things while at dinner. But I think even when he's working, he really tries to make an attempt to have family dinner.
Well, I mean, Matt is probably one of the first guys I met in the business that was actually famous, mainly because of a basketball league we were in. I'm definitely not close to him now, and nor do I.
Would he recognize you? Like,
I
if you
have
guys
no
walked
idea.
into a room, do you think he'd be like, hey, we did basketball together on Wednesday nights?
I'll give a quick story about him, where this is one of those things where you sort of, when you're friends with somebody, and I wasn't close friends. I was just like, we played in the same basketball league. We saw each other at various parties. He actually lived in a big house down the street from us, and we actually almost took over the lease of his house that he was renting with Ben Affleck over by the Hollywood Bowl at one point.
Yeah, because you were friends with both of them, or you played basketball with both of them.
Basketball. I mean, yeah. I mean, we were acquaintances for sure. And then I was part of the team that sold Rounders, the spec script, which was an amazing story in itself.
Gretchen Mall?
Brian Koppelman, David Levine wrote it, and they were clients, and we sold that, and it went right into production really fast. And it was right at the time at William Morris where I was moving from the TV syndication and cable business into the motion picture business, because I had a bunch of writers that were taking off in motion pictures, including Michael McCullers, who wrote Austin Powers, and a variety of others. Anyway, we go to the set of Rounders, and Harvey Weinstein is on set. And Harvey Weinstein, a lot of people know, is actually in jail.
Me too.
Yeah, Me Too'd, and for a variety of different reasons. He's allegedly a rapist,
I don't even
guess,
think, I actually think you get rid of allegedly. I think it's been proven that he is.
Yeah, but there's some other trial going on right now. I don't really know what it's about. But anyway, he's not a good guy, but obviously he was a savant when it came to finding good movies and good scripts, and Rounders was definitely one of those. And it was Ed Norton and Matt Damon and Gretchen Mol, and just a really good flick. But anyway, I show up on set with two other agents, and I was still a TV agent at the time, so I'd never been on a movie set of that caliber, right? I've been on movie sets, but not one that like that. It was pouring rain outside, and I had a brand new suit on. I know it got soaking wet, and the two agents I was with were actually scared to go inside because they knew Harvey was on set, and he hated agents, hated them. So I go ahead because I don't really know much about like how bad that can be, and I guess ignorance is bliss. So I walk in the door, and literally it was like
everybody turns and looks at you.
Everybody stops, turns and looks at us. And, they were in the middle of talking at Video Village, with the director and stuff. And everybody's just staring at us. And Harvey Weinstein gives the worst stink eye I'd ever seen given to anybody. And it was directed right at the three of us. The two guys I was with literally wanted to walk right back out the door, and were probably about ready to. And I was sort of sitting there a little bit like a deer in headlights. And then Matt Damon looks over to see what Harvey and everybody's staring at, and he sees me, and he goes, "Fenton, get over here. Like, what's up?"
Oh my God, what a cool break the ice.
It was, I was, and by the way, that had, like, I had, you get, it's weird when you're acquaintances with somebody and they get super famous fast, you sort of go like, God, did they remember me? I don't really know. But anyway, that's my Matt Damon story. And I will tell you, that's just one story that I think everybody would have about him. He is one of the coolest guys, and he's a heck of an athlete, a great basketball player.
I don't know if I knew that. How tall is he?
He's probably like a real 5'10", maybe. Yeah.
I bet
5'10".
taller than that, because isn't Ben Affleck?
No,
like,
Ben's tall.
He's like 6'2", maybe. I mean, he's a big guy.
Probably 6'2".
Okay, along the lines of Matt Damon, not that we're focusing on the Odyssey because it's really Bad Counselors Week, but who else is like a down-to-earth, salt-of-the-earth, really awesome guy?
Well, I would say Ben sort of is too, as you know, because we've gone to dinner parties where he was there when he was with Jennifer Garner at the time.
I will tell you that he is a movie star. And it's one of those people that, I mean, look, I never met Cary Grant, but wasn't there always like this rumor that when Cary Grant walked into the room, like everything stopped, all eyes were on that human. And Ben Affleck, I mean, you just sit there and you're like, wow, this man is a movie star. There's just the way he carries himself. He's attractive, the way he speaks. You cannot help but be enamored by him. He's a movie star.
He's not only a movie, I mean, this isn't like a glazing Matt and Ben episode, but the reality is that there's a reason they're still around. Matt actually did a really good job of sort of going the Tom Hanks direction, which is, you know what? I only want my fans to really know me from the screen. I don't really want them knowing me from my personal life. And I think he's been in Miami like this whole time, living married to a normal woman.
Yeah.
I think she was a bartender.
I think so. They've got
and he was he was hiding from the paparazzi at some bar, and she had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
And like next thing you know, they're getting married. But and then Ben went the other way. He relished in celebrity and fame, and had lots of crazy relationships and always stayed in LA. But the reality is that, well, he's a good actor. You know, he can do the huge, crazy, like tentpole, like Armageddon type of movies, and then he can do like The Town or
I was going to say the Dunkin' Donuts commercials on the Super Bowl. Like so he can totally range,
and he's great at making fun at himself.
Yeah, he
too,
totally
which is even more endearing. But as a director and as a writer, he's
wow.
insane too.
What
like,
was it that we watched?
God,
what was the movie that he won the Oscar for? Gosh,
oh man, you're gonna
Argo.
Oh yeah, Argo was fantastic.
Wow.
But did he win that? Win it for that?
I know he was nominated.
Keep talking.
Okay, but
now.
so those two we're talking about phenomenal. I think you'd probably put Tom Hanks in that realm of like great actors and really good guys, right?
Oh, he was a producer on Argo. He starred in that.
And did he win? Did Argo win something?
He won Best Picture.
Yeah. Okay. So then he got it as the director. I mean, as the producer. Is Bradley Cooper known as being like a super cool,
I hear
awesome
Bradley
guy?
Cooper's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Bradley Cooper, and who's the other one? Bradley Cooper and.
Do you have menopause brain too?
I do. From the Marvel movies. Why am I forgetting the guy that was in Guardians of the Galaxy? Anyway, it will come to me. So keep going. Anyway, there are great people. There are great people in the business, but then there are also what we would call D-bags. There's also people that are full of themselves. There's also people that think they're higher than the almighty. They think, the world revolves around them. There are lots of crazy people that give Hollywood that terrible reputation, and I'm not sure what to do about them, to tell you the truth, but then there's others that are amazing. And I will tell you one, I was talking to a friend whose kid wants to get into being, is like trying to make it as a comedian or whatever it is. And I said, I've represented comedians over the years. Very few have not had completely troubled histories. Like there is.
Is that true that comedians have troubled histories?
Yeah, comedians. Now, I think Jerry Seinfeld might be an exception to that. I think there may be a handful of others, like Harlan Williams. I don't think did, but for the most part, that troubled past, that history with maybe drugs or alcohol, terrible childhood.
Is that
all
like
that
the
stuff.
sad clown idea?
It's a bit of a sad clown, but I think it's more about in order to observe life and things and characters and occurrences and experiences and bring to life the most comedic way to describe them. I think you really have to have that clear-eyed clairvoyance that occurs from coming through something very difficult. I can't explain it, but it is amazing how almost all of them have had very difficult pasts.
I didn't know that, but when you said clear-eyed, I was thinking Clear Eyes, Full Hearts, Can't Lose, Kyle Chandler. That's another one of those actors who I just think is like the greatest.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good guy. I feel like he wears his cowboy boots and, he takes his horses out. I don't know. I've never met the guy, but I feel like he's a really good guy.
He looks like the guy that, sort of would be a great dad.
Yes.
Great uncle.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And also a good next door neighbor.
He would take out your trash.
But I think he has
there.
played some tough roles too, where he's not a good guy. Like I feel like there was that Key West show or something where he was a bad guy or something. Oh, and then wasn't he in the latest Matt Damon Ben Affleck movie?
He was, and he was a bad guy. He played a bad cop.
He seemed to be a good guy.
He played a bad cop, dirty cop.
Yeah, he turned out to be dirty.
That was a good movie. We watched that on Netflix.
It was pretty good.
I feel like this episode is just a lot of fluff.
Well, I love this episode because it's life. It's human flourishing. That's what we're doing here.
I feel like that's your next tattoo.
Can I tell you something that would be a great way to close this?
Is it going to be passive aggressive or aggressive?
No, it's just going to be flourishing because it brings it right back to what you were just talking about. One of the great moments of my travel experience, which we talked about in our half-baked episode last night.
We were not baked. It was just half-baked.
Yeah.
I just thought I would clarify.
Was I rewatched Friday Night Lights, the movie.
So good. I'm telling you, I would watch the series with you again. I watched it last summer, or maybe it was 2 summers ago when you were with Dylan, doing some recruiting stuff from start to finish. Every season, every episode, it is just some good storytelling.
Well, that movie itself was just a miracle to get done. I remember Jim Whittaker, the producer, and I were in the trenches, but he even more so because he was trying to figure out how to get the studio to make that movie at a certain price point. And I represented Lucas Black at the time, and he played Winchell, the quarterback. And boy, Pete Berg did a fantastic job with that movie.
Love
Billy Bob
Pete
Thornton,
Berg.
Tim McGraw, like Garrett Hudlin, Jay Hernandez. Like, it was just a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you got to go see it. If you don't cry at least a couple times in that third act, I ask you to see it again, because you will.
And if you don't find it streaming, then I would highly recommend watching Friday Night Lights, the series.
There you go.
So good.
That's a good way to end this. I love it. The
It
clear
still feels, okay, clear eyes, full heart, can't lose.
Well, listen, we really appreciate you sitting through our 21 minutes last night. Tonight was a lot of fun to catch back up on a bunch of, I guess, fluffy things and talking about the Matt and Ben episode, I guess. And we just thank you for being in the 76 countries that make us a top 10% podcast globally around the world. We are Plate and Ponder Empty Nesting with Jen and Chris Fenton. Please download, review, enjoy, DM us anytime. And until next time, we will see you.
Bye.